What archaeologists discovered in Cleopatra's tomb reveals the truth about pyramids. The Taposiris Magna discovery. It's no secret that Cleopatra is one of the most prominent names in Egyptian history. The legendary yet mysterious queen is renowned as the last ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, which came to an end in 30 BC. For centuries, countless historians and archaeologists have searched for Cleopatra VII's final resting place, and no one has been able to locate her long-lost tomb. However, in late 2022, an ancient tunnel was discovered which can provide historians the key to Cleopatra's tomb. The headline-making discovery was made by Dominican archaeologist Kathleen Martinez and her team when they were conducting excavations in a temple located in the ancient city of Taposiris Magna. They found a magnificent 2-meter tunnel nearly 43 feet below the ground. It's reportedly hewn over 1,300 meters and 4,000 feet of sandstone. Since the Taposiris Magna temple is submerged beneath the Mediterranean Sea, part of the underground tunnel is currently underwater. According to Kathleen Martinez, it's the most important discovery of the 21st century. This is the perfect place for the tomb of Cleopatra, she said. If there's 1% chance that the last queen of Egypt could be buried there, it's my duty to search for her. Looks like historians and archaeologists finally have a glimmer of hope about finding Queen Cleopatra's tomb, which has remained a mystery for over 2,000 years. Queen Hatshepsut's mummy. Unsurprisingly, the Taposiris Magna temple isn't the only jaw-dropping discovery from ancient Egypt. Over the last 2 decades, archaeologists have unearthed many treasured findings that link us to one of history's greatest civilizations. In 2007, Egyptologists came across the remains of ancient Egypt's most famous and most provocative female pharaoh, Queen Hatshepsut. Born in 1508 BC, she's also considered Egypt's first great female leader, and her name means foremost of noble ladies. According to archaeologists, Hatshepsut ruled over Egypt for about 15 years and died around 1458 BC, after which her stepson and successor, Thutmose III, got most of her traces wiped out. Even when British archaeologist Howard Carter discovered Hatshepsut's tomb in 1903, it was mostly empty, just like the other tombs in the Valley of Kings. But when the queen's own mummy was finally found, it changed everything. The discovery of Hatshepsut's mummy is one of the most important finds in the history of Egypt, Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass said at the time. Her reign during the 18th dynasty of Egypt was a prosperous one, yet mysteriously she was erased from Egyptian history. But how did archaeologists know that the mummy belongs to Hatshepsut? Turns out, a missing tooth confirmed the speculation, and helped researchers positively identify Egypt's greatest female pharaoh, who reigned more than 3,000 years ago. Hatshepsut's mummy is currently housed in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. The remains of Ramses II. Cairo's National Museum of Egyptian Civilization also has the mummy of Ramses II on display. Ramses II, also known as Ramesses the Great, is widely renowned as ancient Egypt's most powerful pharaoh. He ruled the 19th dynasty over 6 decades, making his reign the second longest in Egyptian history. Ramses was famously devoted to architecture, as he ordered the construction of more monuments than any other pharaoh. Some of his most well-known works include the temples of Ramesseum and Abu Simbel, the latter of which resembles a memorial of Ramses II and his wife, King Nefertari. In 1881, archaeologists discovered Ramses' mummy alongside the remains of over 50 ancient rulers and nobles in a secret royal cache at Deir al-Bahri, which is a complex of temples and tombs located opposite the city of Luxor. Later, in 1974, the mummy of Ramses II was famously given a passport, nearly 3,000 years after his death, so that he could be transported to Paris, where he received urgent treatment to prevent permanent decay. Al-Asasif cache. In 2019, Egypt's Ministry of Antiquities announced one of the biggest and most important discoveries of the century. Archaeologists found the Al-Asasif cache near Luxor on the west bank of Thebes, where 30 intact sealed and painted coffins were discovered thousands of years later. According to a statement made by the Ministry of Antiquities, it's the first large human coffin cache ever discovered since the end of the 19th century. The colored wooden coffins were built for 22nd dynasty priests, priestesses, and their children. Archaeologists believe that the coffins were built and hidden in the cachette to prevent tomb robberies, which were quite prevalent during the 22nd century. Tomb raiders would attempt to steal the precious belongings found inside even the most secure tombs, destroying coffins and mummies in the process. So it's likely that multiple hidden coffins were constructed to prevent this from happening. Saqqara coffins. Another coffin discovery happened near the ancient necropolis of Saqqara, a village located to the south of the Giza pyramids. It's been an important archaeological site in recent years, where archaeologists have unearthed many megatombs and burial grounds of Egyptian royalty. In 2022, nearly 250 painted wooden coffins, dating back to 500 BC, were discovered alongside 150 statues of deities and several ancient artifacts. These artifacts include a collection of bracelets and earrings, several coal containers that may have been used for cosmetics, a collection of bronze vessels, and a musical instrument known as a sistrum. Meanwhile, the coffins themselves contained mummies, amulets, and well-preserved papyrus, which was used as a writing surface in ancient Egypt. Chamber inside the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza, also called the Pyramid of Khufu, is renowned as the oldest and largest pyramid in the Giza Plateau. As the name suggests, it was built for Pharaoh Khufu, the second ruler of the 4th dynasty. The Pyramid of Khufu is one of Egypt's greatest marvels, rising to a height of over 480 feet and dating back nearly 4,500 years. It's also the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world to have survived to this day. In March 2023, Egyptian antiquities authorities announced the headline-making discovery of a hidden chamber inside the pyramid. The discovery was made by archaeologist Zahi Hawass and his team, who were also leading the Scan Pyramids project. According to official statements, the 30-foot-long hidden chamber was found using top-tier tech, including cosmic ray imaging, and an endoscope was later used to take pictures from the inside, since the sealed-off corridor isn't accessible from the outside. So far, little is known about the purpose of this chamber, but archaeologists do have multiple theories regarding this. According to Egyptologist Reg Clark, many of these structural innovations in the pyramids were developed for pragmatic reasons by the Egyptian tomb builders. Meanwhile, other experts believe that hidden chambers were built to protect the treasured belongings of Egypt's kings and queens. Great Sphinx of Giza. It's nearly impossible to talk about Egypt's infamous Giza Plateau without mentioning the Great Sphinx of Giza. Similar to the pyramids here, this limestone statue is often considered the defining symbol of ancient Egypt. Standing 20 meters high and 73 meters long, the Great Sphinx of Giza is also the oldest known monumental sculpture in Egypt, and one of the most recognizable statues in the world. But what exactly does it represent? With the head of a man and the body of a lion, the statue shows a sphinx, or a mythical creature, and guards the 3 pyramids at Giza. Although most archaeologists believe that it represents Pharaoh Khafre, some argue that it bears a closer resemblance to Khufu. A distinctive feature is the statue's broken nose, but the reason for it remains unclear. Despite conflicting evidence and viewpoints over the years, many modern Egyptologists believe that the Great Sphinx was constructed during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre in 2500 BC. Just like with other ancient Egyptian monuments, efforts to restore the Great Sphinx of Giza have been underway since the mid-1900s, and despite some deterioration, the original shape of the statue has been reinstated with layers of limestone blocks. It's safe to say these discoveries have opened the doors to a new understanding of ancient Egypt's mysteries, and hopefully in the future we'll be amazed by many more archaeological finds. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon to stay notified about our latest content. Thank you for watching.